Good evening, True Derb Nation. Good evening. Uh, Hot summer evening. I hope everybody's enjoying their summer. If you're new here, small channel, try to throw some things around. So get a coffee or a soda or a drink. Come hang out with the Truth Serum. And we're going to look at this phenomenon going across. It's spreading like wildfire all over America. And maybe some people are aware that there was another mass shooting in Rochester, New York. I believe it was at Maplewood Park. They were having a big barbecue, a big outing, a big gathering over there, and they counted there was 36 shots fired. They put a ticker on the news, 1, 2, 3, and 2 people, God rest their soul, ended up dead, and I think now 5 are critically wounded still. And this is in New York, Rochester, New York. And try to think about this. Now they're claiming there's over 6,000 guns. That was last year. It's probably to 7. If they tell you 6,000 guns are on the street, well, they had a plan a few years back to turn in your gun and get something. So 6,000 guns were returned into the government or were taken. So what does that tell you of the actual number that's on the streets? There could be 10, 15,000 guns on the streets. So you hear about this political rhetoric where unfair laws, racial injustice, you hear the same old rhetoric. Well, Rochester and Buffalo, most of their political and law enforcement apparatus is black. So they're the ones holding the positions politically and in law enforcement, from the Capitol to City Council to the streets. They're the ones holding the positions. So they want to be political and have catch and release, no bail, for dangerous people committing crimes. So don't sit up there and cry about racial injustice, black on black crime, then you want to blame everybody else, but the real problem lies. And so you go vote for these political leaders. You vote for these political leaders that say it's okay to have all these guns on the street. Catch and release violent criminals. So you're voting for these people that run these policies that are hurting and devastating your communities. The murder rate in Buffalo and Rochester, I don't know about other cities in New York, is astronomical. They're almost telling you it's okay, we'll just catch and release you. You see so many stories when they will play them on the news that it's all these catch and release people that are the perpetrators of violent crime, robberies, murder, carjacking, everything else. Just like Biden and Kamala is letting everybody in the country. What's going on? These are your political leaders. So God bless the families of those victims. God bless the families of those victims. And yeah, it's sad. Yeah, people got killed. Yeah, but you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Oh, we just want people of color to run our state and then our counties and then our cities. Yeah, we want all this and that, but you don't put no accountability on them, just for the fact. So nothing is performance based, because of that diversity and equity inclusion, that just if you're this color or that color, you get a job and then you don't have to do anything but get your paycheck. So now you got what you wanted, and you're seeing it all over America, this DEI that has been in there. That's another topic we ain't gonna unpack. So put in, yeah, if you want to put, well, where's the Italians? Where's the Italians while we're on the subject? So you want to put these people in important positions, but you're catching and releasing. You're catching and releasing. That's the Democratic policy. New York State is a Democrat-infested dump. New York State is turned into a dump, political dump. In all metropolitan areas, it's a dump. And then everybody's crying after the fact. Oh, boo-hoo. Yes, that's a tragedy. God bless and God rest those victims. But now, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, yeah, they're interviewing the victims' families. And well, what do you want? What do you want? You can't have it both ways. Now you're all crying. Well, I feel bad for you. That's a tragedy. That's a tragedy. But they're not even, people are getting, the police officers are making arrests on the streets, risking their lives. Then when they go to prosecute them with the DA's not prosecuting. What's going on? The DA is not prosecuting. So why don't all those victims' families go walk the streets and protest for the in a firing of the DAs? Why don't they make protest signs for that? I mean, come on. This is just. So now the officers don't even care to make the arrest because they're doing all of the report. The officers got to fill out lengthy criminal reports and arrest reports. They got to fill them out. They're very lengthy. And then when they go before the district attorney says, nah, whatever. And then if they just put a no bail on them and they just release them. And then they go perform other crimes. So and it's all over. All these shootings all over America. Mostly in these Democratic states. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but be proactive and start thinking and don't be emotional. Oh, I hate Republicans. I love Democrats. Well, the Democrats are running these cities that more or less have thousands and thousands of guns on the street, and they're giving them carte blanche. They're giving them carte blanche to just come in and do your thing, and you'll get released with no bail. Yeah, paint it black. Hey, mate, Hopewell kicking it off in the UK, Southport. All right. Near you, 9 children been attacked, 3 dead already. Riots going on. Yes, paint it black. There's total chaos. There's just total chaos. They have this globalist agenda that's filtering down into the lower rungs. And you want to hear Kamala Harris is running for president. Hear what her views have historically been on how to handle criminals. Listen to Kamala Harris's comments out of her mouth about what she did in California. And then now she couldn't be a city council member, let alone run for president. Craziness. Complete craziness. So why don't they be more proactive? Cops are sitting in their cars on the streets watching crimes being perpetrated, not even getting out of their cars. Not even getting out of their cars. They just think, why go through all the paperwork? The DA's not going to prosecute them. They'll be released in 30 minutes. And why go through all that energy? So when you're mourning and you're trying to get, God bless the victims' families, but look at that. Go look at the DAs, the district attorneys. Look at no bail. They're getting busted with guns and drugs in the streets. They're let out. They're let out in a half an hour, or they're being busted for guns. They're taking the guns off of the criminals. So last year there was over 6,000 guns that got turned in. There must be 15,000 guns with all the. It's like these cities are like Middle Eastern countries that are just cocked and locked and loaded, and they're running all over the place. And most of it's black on black crime. Most of the political leaders in those communities are black. Most of the law enforcement is black. So they need to handle their business. Forget about all this racial inequality and, how come more blacks are charged with crimes than whites? Because more blacks are committing more crimes than whites. Enough of the bull crap. Enough of the bull crap. And my best friends are black. Okay. Try that click race bait and all that. I talk to my black friends. They agree with me. They don't buy that smoke and mirrors bull crap that they put on the news and media and all these news networks and all that. No, they're not buying it. They're starting to wake up. Yeah. So they could sit back and just watch it get worse, because it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Duh. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. So play the rah, 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 go Kamala, go Democrats. Yeah. Cheer them all the way and watch your communities rot on the vine with violence and murder and everything else under the sun. The joke is on you. You don't hold anybody accountable. Oh, there's just some white man over there. We'll just hold some white man over there. It's his problem. That's convenient. Somewhat. No, this is all communities of color, law enforcement, city council, state legislator, everything. People are starting to smarten up. I mean, how much bullcrap do you want to take? Democrat infested. I'm historically a Democrat. I'm a Democrat, but I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm just a person that trying to have common sense or logic. I'll support a person that has common sense and logic. The Democrats don't even have anything to defend with their policies this last 4 years. Of course, I got to lean toward Donald Trump and the Republicans because they seem to be the only ones that have any common sense and sanity. Kamala Harris is supposed to be the border czar. She ain't been there once. So, yeah. I was going to scroll through my phone and show you all the other Democratic cities that are just running rapid. We don't even talk about Chicago and those demons that run that city and state. Chicago. Now, somehow or another, they're going to blame a Republican or somebody that probably will be white, and it's their fault. They can't handle their business. Their district attorneys aren't prosecuting crimes. Talk to them. And those district attorneys answer to who? State politicians. A lot of the DAs could be appointed or elected. So if they're elected, the DAs, and it's some DA of color, yeah, I'm going to clean it up. Yeah. Well, hold them accountable. Vote for somebody else. And if they're appointed, they're just appointed by the state government apparatus, political apparatus, and they're putting them in there and they're telling them, don't prosecute, catch and release. So, rot. rot. God forgive me. God forgive me. There's mass shootings all over America, and unless it's highly politicized. Now, they didn't even catch this shooter from Rochester. He's still at large. He's still at large. They said he got off maybe over 39 shots because they counted it. Yeah. Yep, Frank Ferrero. People are like cattle. They just follow what they're told. But I mean, in these communities that you see it all in, and I've lived in them. I've lived in these areas. I lived in that area. I lived in Rochester. I lived in Buffalo, in the areas, and yeah, they're not as bad as it was today. But there was. I was walking with a guy that got shot in the leg, uh, um, for whatever reason. But you got to hold your elected officials accountable. That's all. That's all. You're rah 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 and cheering for the wrong people. Where do they lay the blame? Where do they lay the blame? It's going to get worse before it gets better. In New York State, that's a layup. You know how I say it. That's a layup. So find out who your district attorneys are. Find out who the state legislators are that are approving catch and release. That's all. That's all. I'll tell you one thing. If I was victimized or somebody close to me that was victimized by somebody they let catch and release, leave it at that. Leave it at that. Leave it there. How do these politicians sleep at night? The blood on their hands. Look at the Biden administration and the blood on their hands. These Democrats, they just don't care about, they protect the criminals more than the victims. The criminals got more rights than the victims. Marxist, complete Marxism, communism. And they better figure it out sooner or later because New York State is a dumpster state. It's been that way for years. Democrat monopoly. The Democrats been running it. They can't balance a state budget if they were on fire. They're complete joke. That's why people are leaving New York State in droves. They're leaving New York State for other happen to be Republican states that are safer and less taxes. Yeah. And another thing, speaking of taxes and budgets, they approve hundreds of millions of dollars in the state budget for law enforcement. And then they have catch and release. Real smart. Yeah. Yeah. We need $30 million. We need $100 million for law enforcement to protect the streets of New York State. And then what do? Catch and release. Yeah, okay. So put in an extra shift at the job, Billy. Get yourself 20 hours of overtime, Billy. So you could pay all these police captains and all these law enforcement people, add-ons, DEIs, and everybody else. Put them on the force, and their hands are tied. Crimes won't be prosecuted. So your taxes will go up also. You're paying high taxes in this filthy dumpster state of New York. Go ahead, folks. Will people ever wake up? I don't know. This isn't your father's Democrat Party. That's all gone. Yes, Frank Ferraro, good point. Back a while now, I'm 61 years old. It was different. I mean, incrementally, chronologically, when you saw Obama, what they did, and then, some of these other cutie pies that come into office, that it was like, whoa. we haven't had such political leaders and or presidents that have been so whacked out. And if you really had facts and you looked at facts, they back socialism and Marxism. If you really peel the layers back, which people don't care, they're just cheerleaders while the house is on fire. They're just cheering, yeah, 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 ooh, ooh. Yeah. So state budgets approve to raise taxes, in reality, to not even prosecute crimes, catch and release. If you turn your gun into City Hall, we'll give you $200. If you turn your gun into City Hall, we'll give you $400. 2 or 3 years ago, they turned in 6,000 guns. 6,000. The heck? They're like cell phones. What are they, like cell phones? So if 6,000 were turned in, you could rest assured the real number of guns on the streets is 10, 15, 20,000. Statistically, if you took a educated guess. So a ton of guns on the street, willy-nilly. DAs are not prosecuting crimes, catch and release, no bail. What do they think is going to happen? What can't they foresee what is going to happen? These young kids that are violent, they just look at it like they got a green light. Yeah, Johnny. Oh yeah, he got. What do you have? A couple pounds of drugs in his car, and he had 2 guns. Yeah, what happened? Oh yeah, they let him out a half hour later. Oh really? Jeez. Nah, they ain't prosecuting any crimes, Jim. Oh wow. Okay, sounds good to me. Silver Wealth Draper Mint. We're leaving New York City for gun-free state. This state's a scum state. Everybody's leaving. Everybody's leaving. They got the illegal immigrants over here living at the Ritz-Carlton, the Embassy Suites. They got the illegal aliens over here staying at the Embassy Suites, allocating tens of millions of dollars to them, and it come up for the allocation of money for the homeless vets. No, so the homeless vets got squat for fighting for our country, and the illegal immigrants are getting room service over here at the Embassy Suites. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and people are cheering for them. Yay, yay. Man, good to see you, Silver Wealth Draper Mint. Frank Ferraro, Paint It Black. I just wanted to put this out here. I get restless and I get frustrated, but they got me censored. They froze my sub. I've been censored now. So I'm not even going to get into the algorithm, but I'm going to still put these things out. Get it off my chest. Hit the like button for the truth serum. Double F says Frank Ferraro. So, I was going to scroll through my phone and show you all these other cities and shootings. What about that one in Tennessee? The guy was riding around in his car just, hit the like button. The kid in Tennessee was in his car just taking target practice on all the people, all the innocent victims on the streets. He had just got caught, catch and release, no bail for a violent crime 3 days before that. And that story is duplicated all over the place. Is this the United States of America? Or is this the Republic of America? What is this country? It's not even defined. It doesn't even have a defined border. A country has defined borders. This isn't even a country anymore. The Republic of America goes all the way to freaking Central America because there's not a defined border. So in reality, Mexico's part of the United States. Wherever the border ends with Mexico, that's where our republic is. So you could just walk across the border. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna go in here and murder and rape and pillage. Yeah, yeah. Have a nice day. Kamala, she ain't been there once. The borders are, yeah. Hmm. They're having more hearings for the Trump assassination. Complete joke. Complete joke. Ted Cruz is drilling them. Kennedy's drilling the FBI and all them. We'll have to get back on that. We don't have that information, but we'll get back to you on that. Yeah, okay. What a circle jerk that is, watching them in those congressional hearings. Wow. Wow. They do it in your face now. They do it in your face. Yeah. The kid had encrypted messages, 3 different countries communicating on encrypted messages with the shooter with 3 different countries. Now, when you're doing encrypted messages and stuff, that's usually something that just the Secret Service or FBI uses, historical speaking, 99.9. They already were aware that the guy was having encrypted messages with 3 different bank accounts. Just connect the dots. This isn't rocket science. They could have all the hearings and all the angle of the shooter. It is what it is. It is what it is. He was asking simple questions. Did you allocate the same number of Secret Service historically to Donald Trump as he did as prior? Well, we're not sure about that one. How do you not know what you're allocating as far as Secret Service agents to a spot? Well, how many did you give Biden when he was in the casino? So Biden was in the casino, had more secret, it was a more controlled environment, had more Secret Service agents, and other than a wide open field. And we'll have to get back to you on that. How come they didn't sync the phones up with the law enforcement? The law enforcement on the ground, the police officers, their phones weren't synced with the Secret Service. Now, that's the first time that's happened in the history of mankind. But they don't want to answer the questions. You got to be synced with the law enforcement so they could tell a Secret Service, yeah, there's somebody over here. Yeah, go, whatever. They saw the shooter after he shot. Well, we saw him and then we took him out. So the only time you saw him was after he shot, right? Yeah, okay. It's complete malarkey. Complete malarkey. The more time goes on, the more they're telling you how many times they were notified. Now it's up to an hour and a half. An hour and a half, the kid's wandering over there, And they're now showing the text messages from the police to see text messages. You got intelligence. There's walkie-talkies. Hey, yeah, address this, boom, boom, boom. Address this. This isn't hammer and chisel. This isn't the dinosaur age. And then they have these hearings, which it's the road that leads to nowhere, the hearings. And when you keep unpacking what's going on, it gets more and more a no-brainer, And then the fake news. The fake news is like, oh, we're not even sure that was a stage setup. So Ted Cruz and Kennedy had to ask the Secret Service under testimony, was the president shot? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question, because they're little cutie pies. What they leak out to the press, the fake news, and they try to come up with all these other types of theories. How far will they go? Is America? If America's that stupid during the next election, it deserves to rot away and just turn into a Republic of China, and that's it. That's it. I'm 61. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even pay my taxes if I was in New York State. Because, like our founding fathers, taxation without representation is called what? Tyranny. They're tyrannous. They're tyrannous. The budget for this, the budget of that. Don't even have a law enforcement budget if you're not going to prosecute crimes. Hey, sad boy Maz. People are paying taxes. The highest tax state in the country, whatever's left of the country, and they're just getting their paychecks. Just getting their paychecks. And they're voting on their own raises, and they're approving their own raises, of course, and they're not doing their jobs. They're not doing their jobs. The police budget, the police department budget, tens, hundreds of millions of dollars. They don't even care to arrest anymore because it's catch and release. This is America. All is good, sad boy Matt. This is the United. Did you ever think that we'd be having these types of conversations? And you see how the globalists are the puppet masters that are running the show. Because they believe that America has been stupefied and hypnotized for so long that they'll just accept gibberish, malarkey, and nonsense. They just think, well, Joe Blow citizen, they got it all figured out. So once Biden was exposed during the debate, then they couldn't take the pressure, and they didn't want Trump. And then all of a sudden, at the same time, there was all these failures with the Secret Service at the same time, where there was never these types of failures like this ever. But it all happened at the same time. Wow, what a coinky dinky that is. Wow. All the planets were lined up. They line up once in every 100,000 years. This is the United States of America. Wow. So, yeah, just keep catching and releasing all the Democratic states. Just keep catching and releasing, and then cry at the funerals. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. God bless the dead. But wake up. Wake up. You're the same people that are supporting your local leaders and state officials, let alone national leaders. You're the same people. It's going to get worse before it gets better. So when it comes election day, now, I don't even care who the candidates are. When it's election day, just hit all Republican. It can't get any worse. It can't get any worse. I'm not even going to look at names. I'm going to register to vote this year. I'm not looking at any names. Just Republican, click, Republican, click, 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 Republican, click. It can't get any worse, especially not in this New York State, dumpster state. It can't get any worse. So this is really the cesspool state of America. Chicago, Illinois. There's some other. California is a cesspool state. That's Kamala Harris's breeding grounds over there. So, but she will be exposed in advertisements, ads, campaign ads about her record. Words that came out of her mouth. Words that came out of her mouth. God bless Elon Musk. God bless Elon Musk, because he's got all those tapes and everything, and other people do too, but he's got it set up where he's going to rock and roll. He don't claim to be a Democrat or Republican. Elon Musk donated tens of millions of dollars to the Democrat Party historically, but he's a thinker, and he sees what's going on in America, and he's like, nah. Let's expose this Kamala Harris and watch the videos and the words straight from the horse's mouth. And if America still chooses to vote her in, then rot. Before long, there'll be military tanks at every intersection. So go right ahead. So there you have it, folks. I want to throw something in there. hit the like button if you want to support me. There's links to the book in the description. I appreciate your support. They kind of froze my channel up because I talk political, and you know how that goes. You know how that goes. But I'm still gonna get it in as long as I'm still here, and share it to somebody if you like it. If you don't, well, I understand. Hit the like button. That's free. There's a Cash App. You want to hook me up with a bologna sandwich? That'll be nice. I wrote a good book. There's a link in the description. All right. So thank you, and enjoy the summer. We still are in a very, very turbulent time in America. And yes, we still want to enjoy the summer and still have fun and everything and enjoy the quality of our life and our thinking. And, but this is important right now because there ain't going to be America's half left now. Thank you, Frank Ferraro. There's nothing left of our country now. It's a carcass. You know how you hit a deer? There's a carcass in the street after 3 days. America's just a carcass in the street, and the eagles are feeding off of it. There's nothing left. But we got to try to turn it around, see what happens, or this will be the Republic of the United States of America. If the Democrats get in within 2 years, you'll start seeing how many of your rights will be stripped. See, they're doing all these laws, no cash, no bail, and all this to keep all the criminals on the street. Well, why would they do that? That doesn't make sense. Is there an ulterior motive to just let all these criminals and guns on the street? Yes, because once they get in, guess what they can do? They can impose martial law. Tanks on the street, shake you down when you want to go to the store to get some groceries. Don't think that's that far away from the United States of America. Don't think that's, and they'll do anything in their power to get there, just like what you saw on July 13th with Donald Trump. This is the shadow government. This is the shadow government globalists. This is Soros and all those other Illuminists and everybody else under the sun. So, all right, folks. Thank you, Frank Ferraro, Sad Boy Maz, Silver Wealth Draper Mint, Michael Candinas, Paint It Black. Yeah, the UK. This is going on. These globalists, it's going on all over planet Earth. And China and Iran are just sitting back going, yeah, we got them. China and Iran are going, good, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, nice. Yeah. I wonder who that kid that tried to kill Trump. I wonder where he was getting where he had those bank accounts. Do your research. Where was that kid holding large sums of money in foreign bank accounts? What countries were those? On encrypted messages on a phone. Only the government uses encrypted messages 99.9% of the time. This isn't speculation. This is fact. But you don't have to unpeel anything. We all know what the deal is. We all know what happened on July 13th. That's a no-brainer. There ain't no more hearings, these bullcrap hearings. You already know. All right, folks, thanks for joining me. I appreciate your support. The links are in the description. Share the video, like the video, help a guy out, and enjoy your summer and be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. I've been censored. I'm still being censored right now. They froze my ticker. I'm not even on the algorithm, but I'm still throwing. Because I tell you guys not to give up, so I'm not going to give up. They're not even putting my videos halfway on the algorithm. Before I told you I was the caboose on the train, I'm not even the caboose anymore. Thank you, Sad Boy Maz. God bless you all, and enjoy your evening, and let's keep pumping, and I appreciate all your support. Thank you, folks.